Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It is a wonderful day in the corporate neighborhood. Or is it? Welcome to the Elevate Your Corporate Value podcast with Dr. E, where we will have conversations on the topics under the four pillars I feel are critical to employee success in corporate: leadership, engagement, analytics, and performance, aka LEAP. Mastering these will allow you to have wonderful days and to leap in your career. I am Elizabeth Dr. E. Carter, PhD, your corporate elevation and transition strategist and host. I understand the challenges you face as a corporate professional trying to thrive in the workplace. I have the experience and expertise to help you navigate in the corporate world. We will laugh, cry, but most importantly, accumulate tools that will allow you to become more confident, empowered leaders who are valued and respected in the corporate world. Now, I share in the spirit of giving you what I never got, the feedback that would have helped me that I never received. So let's get started. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Elevate Your Corporate Value with Dr. E. I am your host, Elizabeth Dr. E. Carter, PhD, and today we're diving into a topic that can significantly influence your personal and professional success: fixed mindset versus growth mindset. And this fits under the performance category of my LEAP framework. Now, understanding these concepts can transform the way you approach challenges, innovation, and leadership in the corporate world. I am so excited for this. Now, before we delve into the differences, let's first define what each term means. Now, a fixed mindset is the belief that our abilities, intelligence, and talents are fixed traits. People with a fixed mindset believe that those qualities they have are innate, unchangeable. On the other hand, a growth mindset is the belief that our abilities and intelligence can be developed through dedication, hard work, and learning. And this concept was popularized by psychologist Carol Dweck in her groundbreaking research. So let's first think about this. You're at work. You have a challenging project. Someone with a fixed mindset might think, ugh, I'm not good at this. I'm never going to get it right. I'm going to get fired. Oh my God. So they might avoid the challenge altogether, fearing failure or criticism. Conversely, someone with a growth mindset would approach the same project with curiosity and resilience. They're thinking, you know what? I'm not good at this on the onset, but I can learn. I'm going to utilize this as an opportunity to grow, and I'll be able to learn something new. To share an example of that about me, I remember early in my career, I had relocated to a new state, a new business function at my company, and it was Black History Month. And I had asked, hey, what do we do here for Black History Month? And I found out that the group, the Business Resource Group, BRG, or you may call it an Employee Resource Group, ERG, the group that supported the African Americans in the office in that way had disbanded. So there was nothing going on for such an important month in our history, and especially to support the corporate environment. Now, remember, I'm new. I don't know anybody. I worked in finance. This had nothing to do with my job. I just asked the question. And I had no idea how to get the group reinstated. I didn't even know if anybody was really interested in having the group, revived. So, what? I started thinking, what? This is my job. Why? It's not my job. Why should I even worry about taking on this project? Or if I throw the question out there, it'll sit on somebody's desk. Because again, it's not somebody else's job either. It's not a priority. So that's a fixed mindset. If I had just said, well, nobody's going to take care of it, forget about it. But instead, I took it on as a growth learning opportunity. Because I'm thinking now, I'll get to meet new employees as I'm trying to outreach and find the original members and gain new members, understand why it died, and determine a plan that would really allow the group to thrive. How to really bring forth the need that this group was beneficial to the organization. So I found some old members. I found leaders of some of the other employee groups to find out what they were doing in their group. And I rebirthed the group. It was called BIPIN, Black Insurance Professionals Network. And not only did I successfully grow the group, I ensured that it added value to the organization. I brought programs to help those employees grow so that they could become more valuable to the organization. And I discovered an area of interest that I still love to serve today: talent development, allowing individuals the ability to have the right tools to grow. Now, it took some time to get the Black History Month program together, but we finally did. And again, had I not taken the initiative, had I just said, not my job, it would have never been what it is today. Let's now talk about the characteristics that distinguish fixed mindset behaviors from growth mindset behaviors. Fixed mindset characteristics, here are a few. Person avoids challenges. People will just stick to what they know to avoid failure. They give up easily. If something is too difficult, they abandon it. Sees effort as fruitless. Believes that the effort won't change the outcome. Ignores constructive feedback. They'll view any feedback as personal criticism, an attack on them, instead of a tool for improvement. And last, feels threatened by others' successes. So the person will see other people's achievement as a threat to their own self-worth. On the opposite, here are the growth mindset characteristics. One, embraces challenges. They see the challenge as an opportunity to learn and grow. And I've heard this multiple times in the past few days. You don't fail, you learn. So either you win or you learn. You're not failing. We should always walk away with new information, regardless of the outcome. Second, persists in the face of setbacks, demonstrating resilience and perseverance. We are doing that every single day. Every day, something is going on. Realistically, we all exhibit growth mindset behaviors. Sees effort as a path to mastery. Understands that effort is essential for improvement and success. Learns from criticism. Welcomes feedback and uses it to improve. And lastly, finds inspiration in others' success. Feels motivated and inspired by others' achievements. It really is, if they can do it, so can I. It might take me a little bit more time, a little bit more effort, but I can do it. Now, let's talk about why that matters in a corporate setting. First of all, innovation thrives in a growth mindset culture. When you have employees who are developing their skills, they're able to experiment, take risk, and come up with real, new, creative solutions. And in today's world where there's lots of competition, lots of change every single day between consumer behavior, technology, what's happening in the world, we have to be able to be nimble and flexible, and allowing our employees to participate in that is critically needed. And in that thought, I'm not a micromanager and I can't, I don't like to work for a micromanager. But I know it's tough sometimes because the work's got to get done. There are tight timelines, and there may not be a lot of room to experiment, if you will. What I try to do as a leader is keep the focus on the end result and the deadline. And how the employee gets from point A to point B is up to them, as long as, of course, the requirements are met and the timeline and the deliverable date is met. Now, of course, when you give the employee a little bit of leeway, they'll check in. They want to make sure that they are not heading in the wrong direction. So it's always great to be able to see what they come up with when you give them the opportunity to do so. Now, second reason why it matters in a corporate setting, it's about the leadership is more effective when it's growth oriented. When we think about everything that we see new coming out every single day, those would not exist had employees not had the arena to think out of the box, to bring up ideas. Say, hey, this might be a crazy idea, but we still want to hear it. And in those environments, they again think about mistakes as learning opportunities, not a failure. Now, in that standpoint, as far as me being a leader, when I had a team, I would always recognize that everyone is at a different starting point. Their knowledge, their skill set, whether or not they had a fixed or growth mindset, all that varied. And what I did for every one of them is I gave them a stretch goal. The stretch, the distance of the stretch was always the same, but the starting point was based on where they were. This way, no employee felt as if they were unfairly treated because they recognized and could see the stretch in all of their peers. And I always got the comment that I was very fair and worked well with the team. The third reason why a growth mindset is very important is for employee engagement. When employees believe that they are able to lean in, be creative, they know that their work will be recognized. That leads to higher productivity and job satisfaction. So, let me give you some suggestions about how you, as a leader, can cultivate a growth mindset in your workplace. One, encourage learning and development. Allow your employees to acquire new skills and knowledge. That gives them the confidence. That will allow them to work more effectively on the projects you give them. Second, embrace challenges and celebrate the efforts and the progress based on them being a growth mindset individual. Number three, give constructive feedback. That gets back to whether or not the feedback is being viewed as a criticism or for improvement. Always ensure your words are constructed on, of course, first of all, applauding them for what they've done and give them information on the actual process and the work. You, as a leader, have to exhibit a growth mindset. People will emulate what they see. You, as the leader, need to be able to embrace challenges, take on projects that feel Herculean, feel like they're unachievable, and get it done. And if it doesn't get done, you are similarly sharing what the learnings were. And always celebrate. Celebrate the effort and persistence of your team. Now, I understand a lot of times many of us say, hey, I've got a growth mindset, but I'm working for an individual who may not have as much as a growth mindset as I do. I won't say they're completely fixed mindset, but there may be some at that point. So the question really is, if I'm working for someone who does not feel as if they are motivating me because I have a growth mindset, I have all these ideas, and they are pretty much squashing everything that I do and say, let me give you some suggestions on how to manage that, because you can easily become deflated and not motivated. First would be focus on your personal growth. As you have this growth mindset, there are so many things you want to explore, learn, understand. And you'll have to do that on your own time. You want to learn and develop. And don't worry about what your boss thinks. Take advantage of anything that they have, especially for free on the job. There may be a whole learning and development environment where you have different skill programs out there, other learning tools. If you have access to other coursework inside the organization, LinkedIn has vignettes and courses. There's lots of places for you to get information for little to no cost. Because you have to remember that you can't let your boss limit your possibilities. And just to share a quick story, when I was working and realized I worked in finance and I realized this passion for talent and development, I wanted to get my another master's degree. I had an MBA. I wanted to get an MS in education, specializing in training and performance improvement. I asked my organization because they had a tuition reimbursement program. I'd like to participate, and here's the program I wish to pursue. They said to me, well, this has nothing to do with finance. So the answer is no. I said, okay. The first year I went ahead and spent my own money on the degree, but every project I had, I used my finance team as the group to deliver the project. I implemented so many new processes my first year to go with my coursework. The second year, when we had the conversation, they couldn't deny me paying for it. So they did. So you never know how events can turn when you consider focusing on yourself and utilizing your growth mindset. Another piece of that is along the same lines, focus on what you can control. You can't control your boss's mindset. You can't control that person's reactions or behaviors. Focus on you doing your best work, taking what you are learning externally and leveraging it back into your day to day. And then when you have your conversation at year end, you can share all that you did, because that's how you shine. Show how you've utilized the information, the tools, the extra work that you have done, and how it has benefited your organization. There's lots of ways to navigate an individual you're working for that may not have a growth mindset. And time will move forward, and your growth mindset will take you places, maybe to a new team, a new department, to a promotion, to another company, even. Don't minimize your growth mindset, even though you feel as if it's being squashed. Really is thinking about, do you have a fixed mindset or a growth mindset? And what you want to remember is adapting a growth mindset can transform not only your personal development, but also the success and innovation within your organization. By fostering a culture of growth, you empower your team to reach their full potential and elevate your corporate value. And secondly, your growth and success is not solely dependent on those around you. If you maintain a growth mindset, seeking support, focus on what you can control, you can continue to progress and thrive no matter the circumstances. This was a lot of information to absorb. Fixed mindset versus growth mindset. I encourage you to really examine where you are and what you can do to cultivate that growth mindset in yourself and those around you. That is our topic and conversation for today. I am Elizabeth Dr. E. Carter, PhD, your host. Thank you so much for joining me for the Elevate Your Corporate Value podcast with Dr. E. Please like, share what you've heard today, and please tune in for our next episode. Thank you and have a great morning, great afternoon, and great evening.